today I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about being inspired and staying motivated. I had originally intended to make this whole artsy video about it and write down a bunch of points, but honestly when I think about being inspired and having motivation, there's really not much to it rather than just self-confidence. So I really just wanted to talk from my heart and just tell you guys what I feel about the topic, because I get so many comments of you guys just kind of tearing yourself down and being like, I could never do that, or you are so great, I wish I could do that, or I'm not that good. And I mean, honestly, everyone's good in their own way. I think the idea of doubt and having doubt and tearing yourself down honestly just comes from comparison. I think there's no really other way. I think you look at something you drew and you don't think it's good only because you're trying to compare it to something someone else drew. So when it comes to being inspired and staying motivated, it's most of that is based off of having confidence in yourself and in your art. And honestly, whatever you're doing, it doesn't even have to be art. Anything in life, if you're not confident in yourself, you're not going to stay inspired and you won't be motivated, and you'll just eventually give up or stop trying, or you'll just stop enjoying what you enjoy doing in the first place. So yeah, just kind of root it down back to comparison. And when you're on social media and you are so inspired by them and you want to go out and do something similar, that's awesome. Being inspired by other people is amazing. That's how I stay inspired. When I am not feeling inspired, I'm not really motivated to journal, I like to go on Instagram, I like to go on YouTube, and I like to watch all the people in the journaling community and watch their amazing art and just kind of see what they do, and I feel inspired, to go some direction, or I'm like, wow, I love journaling, let me do it some more. So that's one way I really like to get inspired. But when you are trying to inspire yourself this way, it is very important that you are taking inspiration and not comparing, if that makes sense. So when you are inspired by someone and you go to do your own journal or art or whatever you're doing, make it your own. Whatever you create is what you create, and that's awesome because only you can create it, obviously, because it's coming from you. And so that makes it special, and that makes it pretty, and that makes it amazing. And just the idea that no one else can do it is what makes it special. Don't compare, because that will tear you down. Once you start thinking that your stuff isn't as good as someone else's, you're going to give up because you don't have confidence. And that is what I struggle with a lot. I compare myself in a sense a lot, and when I look at the recognition I'm getting, I'm like, wow, maybe I am doing something right, and all the doubt is just in my head. So that is important to remember, and I think that's really just the gist of this whole video. I could go on rants and just trail off and say a bunch of stuff, but in the end, it's just the confidence. And once you have confidence, any inspiration you get from anywhere is going to help you be motivated. I'm just going to talk about some ways to get inspired now that I've kind of got that out of the way. So obviously social media, but also music is a really good way to be inspired, or just going outside and just kind of taking a walk or chilling. Sometimes when I'm in the car, I really like to just stare out the window. You know how when you're listening to music and you make a little music video in your head? Well, I kind of do that before journaling, if that makes sense. It sounds kind of weird, but when I'm staring out the window, I'm like, I could write about that, or I could draw about that, or create a page inspired by whatever. I'm just I don't know, when you're daydreaming and then the aesthetic comes in and you're ooh. Yeah, so nature is really good for that. And yeah, music. Lyrics or the style of music can influence your style of art. Being around friends and family and just what you talk about, your memories together, the photos you take, all that can be inspiring to your art piece, your books you read, the movies you watch, TV shows you watch. Every single piece of your daily life is something that you can take for inspiration into your art and your journal. And obviously when I'm saying inspiration, it doesn't mean oh, here's a flower pot, I'm going to draw that flower pot. It could be wow, I really love the design that is on that flower pot, and that design can be in your journal. So inspiration can just be like you pulling bits and pieces from all these different things and incorporating that. So whatever makes you happy, whatever builds you up, whatever is pleasing to your eye is what you need to be staying inspired by and creating, because if you're not constantly filling yourself with things that you love, then you aren't going to enjoy it as much. And then just staying motivated is kind of the same thing as that. Definitely just kind of realizing that, you know, the longer I stick with this, the better I'll get. You know, no one is perfect, everyone has room for improvement, and I've definitely learned this. Once I was more motivated to stay consistent in my journaling, I started seeing changes in my social media and a growing and a following. But not only that, just like my skill set has improved so much. If I go back to when I started journaling more intensely, I really wasn't that good, you know, and I still know that I have improvement, you know. I still haven't even really found a true style for myself, but the only reason I have gotten to where I am is because I journal every single day, you know, and if I can't journal one day, then I'll journal more another day, and it's really just staying motivated because you want to improve and you want to get better, and the only way to get better is by trying and staying consistent and yeah, staying inspired. And obviously we aren't going to be all dandy and inspired and happy every single day, and that's okay, but it's just important to you know, pick yourself back up from those times that you're not, and just really try to improve from there. I'm really big on all of this because for years, seriously, like I wanted to post my art and stuff like that and post YouTube videos, but I would always stop because of self-doubt. I would compare myself and I'd be like, you know, like, I'm not gonna get anywhere, it doesn't look good, it's not, you know, just stop that, because that's just, you know, the enemy in your head. And how do you know that what you're doing is not going to touch someone else in this world, or how do you know what you're making is not going to be pleasing to anyone else? So you won't know unless you try, and obviously trying for a week is not long enough. So yeah, and if you feel like you aren't good at drawing, then look at tutorials and look at videos and just kind of teach yourself, and I promise you, over time you're going to see an improvement. And just because yours doesn't look like someone else, that's okay. That means you have a style of your own, so you gotta own that style. And if it's not drawing, if it's journaling, or if it's painting, or if it's whatever your hobby is, this goes for everything. You just gotta find it. So yeah, I don't want to ramble on about it because it all just kind of mixes into each other. I really hope this inspired you guys. Please do not put yourself down. You know, when you comment and say, I wish I could do that, you can do it. Go do it. I hope this was inspiring and motivating for you guys. Just get yourself out there and persevere, and you will get to where you want to get to. I love you all so much, and I just wanted to send you on over to my Instagram. If you haven't gone to my Instagram, I made an Instagram account for my journaling, and so yeah, I post every single day on that journaling account. So if you are interested in see what I'm journaling in my journal, go to the account. And if you are from Instagram and you just follow me on my Instagram and now you're subscribing to my YouTube, hi, thank you so much, and I love you all, and I will see you guys in my next video.